Now, Megyn, I have for you a great giant rhetorical sundae with all of the whipped cream, all of the cherry on top, the chocolate sauce and all the rest of it to get to. But to get there, we have to eat our vegetables. We will talk about Alec Baldwin's wife in a moment. But we must talk about Alec Baldwin first. Yeah. So we know that his actions were what was responsible for the death of the cameraman on the movie Rust. Whether or not he's going to end up a jury finding him responsible for that, I don't know. But you're the lawyer. What's your sense about how weak or slam dunk that case is?
I don't see this as a strong case. I've seen it all along as more of a civil case, which was brought against him and settled with the widower of the cinematographer he shot, than I do a criminal case. Look, that's not to say it doesn't fall necessarily within the purview of the statute that he's been charged under, involuntary manslaughter in New Mexico. I mean, he's in a whole world of legal trouble. I just don't like the chances of it. I think the jury, once they are presented with a bunch of expert testimony about how he was handed the cold gun, he was told it was a cold gun, and the armorer herself, the one responsible for the gun and the ammo on set, was apparently not able to discern the difference between the dummy rounds and a live round. Who the hell is going to think Alec Baldwin would have been able to detect what she failed to detect? So I think in the end, the odds are with him, though, you know, anything could happen, because I didn't think he was going to be charged either.
Okay, we've done Alec. Now let's get to the wife, because I know this is your... Okay, this lady has purported to be Spanish for some period of time, but she ain't Spanish, baby.
Oh my God, it's the best story. Truly, you just pray to the news gods to bring you back your favorite story, and they do. So Hilaria Baldwin, who Alec publicly stated is from Spain, and when he imitates her, he talks like, oh, you know, my wife, she's on the phone, she talks, that's Italian, but whatever, he does a Spanish accent. I only have a few tricks in my bag here, Paul. In any event, she is from Boston, Massachusetts. She grew up in a very well-off family. She went to this Tony prep school, this private school in Weston, Massachusetts, which you could search the world over for a nicer suburb. You would never find one. And her name is Hillary Lynn Hayward Thomas. Hillary. It is not Hilaria, and it's not Hilaria, as they now call her, but she is faking being a Spaniard because she did like a study abroad there. It's amazing. So she gets outed on this fraud a couple of years ago. She gets outed. And whatever, just says, I have a connection with it. My parents moved there once when I was already an adult. And she does it again when confronted on the sidewalk with the paparazzi in the wake of Alec's possible indictment. She slips into her native Spanish tongue.
From Massachusetts.
So please, leave my family in peace and let this all play out, okay? So let my kids come home and you stay away from them, because they ask me, Mommy, what are these people doing? And it's a very hard thing as a mom to try to explain. So please, go home, because I'm not going to say anything, and Alec is not going to say anything.
Your lawyer.
And the greatness about this is what it shows you is just how desperate white women in America are to be something more exotic, something just a little bit more exciting, right? It's not enough to be Hillary from Boston. You have to be Hilaria, possibly from Spain. And by the way, so she goes out there. Here's another thing, Paul. I don't like paparazzi following a mom with her kids to school. That's a no-no. That's a hard pass. However, this woman's pleas to the paparazzi in her fake Spanish accent, like, why you follow me, you follow, fall a little bit on deaf ears, because she cannot stop making public figures out of her children. She's exactly the same as Kim Kardashian. Like, she and Alec can't stop posting photos of them, even the night of his arrest, without having the announcement that they were going to charge him. What does Alec Baldwin do? His very first thing is to post a picture of his son on social media, this weird photo of the son behind the mother's back, saying something like, oh, the old give her a back rub first trick. Like, ew. What are you saying about your son and your wife in the wake of being charged with this terrible, in any event? These two are weird and never miss an opportunity to exploit their children. So there's a little bit of, you know, could you spare me? Instead of shoving your child in my camera's lens all day, maybe you should just nurture them and stop worrying about the paparazzi, and then they wouldn't be on your door 24/7.